Facebook has rolled out Snapchat.
Yes, essentially, basically.
Facebook
entirely.
Facebook, and that headline there really underestimates the story. Let's go to the B-roll and show everybody what they've announced. They've announced a thing where there's going to be a little camera icon in the upper left corner of the main Facebook app. And Kavitha, if you scroll down a little bit, you're going to see there's a Stories tab. So they added Stories to Instagram. Now they've added Stories to Facebook. You would think I'm like making this up because like it's guys, it's a little further down. You would think I'm making this up because it's so ridiculous. And then even look at this. You can add like
filters, overlays.
You can add the augmented reality thing. You can add the minions. There's going to be branded filters. There's going to be branded. Okay, there we go. That's the screen I want to show you right there. Slow down. Slow down. Look at that. The circle's at the top, and now you can post to your story directly at the top of your Facebook.
Yep.
What I said on Twitter this morning is, come back to me, two-box me. This is the most brutal attack by one company on another in technology since, this is before your time, but since Microsoft bundled the browser in the operating system and just punched Netscape in the face.
Well, I feel like also it hits so close to home because so many people obviously use these consumer products. They're baked into their everyday lives. They don't understand the technology and the software that multiple companies do and provide that compete with one another, but this is something that they see and visualize and can so tell how one most closely mimics the other. And we were chatting even before the show that other than Discover and some of this original content, yes. I mean, what does Snapchat do that Facebook does not do now?
Right. So Kristen said to me before we went on the air, what does Snapchat do that Facebook now doesn't do? And my answer to her was, and Kristen said Discover, which is the Snapchat publisher area. But now there are reports that Facebook is going to be funding original content as well, too. So literally there will be nothing. And I was with some young kids over the weekend, and they all said that they use Snapchat. They don't use Facebook as much. There was the report out from Mahaney, Mark Mahaney, internet analyst, saying that in all the cohorts, the stranded on a desert island, which social media software would you use? Everybody picked Facebook over Snapchat, except for the 13 to 18-year-olds, which chose Snapchat over to Facebook. But I effectively think what this has done is, this is the ultimate cutting off at the knees, right? So Snapchat has the people that are 13 to 18, and Facebook is doing everything in its power to give people absolutely no reason to try Snapchat.
And supposedly we've had people on the show that have said this has actually worked with Instagram. We know Instagram rolled out Stories, and then of course we had Messenger Day, of course the Messenger app within the Facebook ecosystem, also rolling out the Stories feature, and now coming to this main Facebook app. And so across all those different apps within the Facebook ecosystem, you can get it nearly everywhere.
And the Facebook app is the company, right? The app is like 70-80% of their usage right now, the mobile app. Yeah. So they've put this feature at the top of their most important piece of software. And Kristen, to your point, like it's ridiculous now. There's now WhatsApp stories, Instagram stories, Facebook stories. Somebody made a joke, MG Siegler, the Google Ventures investor, are there going to be Facebook Page Manager stories? Facebook Page Manager being the tool that us nerds use to manage our administrative functions on our Facebook pages. They've literally put stories into every piece of software that they have.
And there were a lot of questions, too, at the beginning. I mean, the legality of this. I think people were shocked initially when the Band-Aid was ripped off in Facebook. It was late summer, actually, in August, that I think Instagram first moved into and made this foray into the Stories feature, into the sharing of this disappearing content, images, and people were shocked then, wondering how they could do it. And exactly to John's point, I mean, it's just been consistent move after move here to replicate what many of us first were acquainted with via Snapchat. It also comes at an interesting time because just yesterday, all those banks that were underwriters on the deal, 5 banks gave Snap a buy rating, adding to 2 the lonely Snap bulls that we saw last week at Moness, Crespi and Hart, and then also at Drexel Hamilton.
Well, I mean, this is old school. The fix is in. I mean, this is, come on, they're not going to, they have to sit on the sidelines for a few weeks, but then they're not going to put a sell rating on it, something that they all were involved in taking public. The one thing I would give, and let's pull up a Snap chart. Pre-market, I'm seeing it down 3.5%. I think that our quotes are working today. Look, Facebook is doing nothing wrong here. They have been, I love it when the pre-market quote works. Down 3.5% pre-market. Facebook has been completely upfront. They've said that we're copying Snapchat. They've said we're competing with Snapchat. You're not going to patent stories. That's like patenting a glazed donut. Like, it doesn't work, right? And it's just competition. It is what it is.
Competition that hits close to home. For those companies here and these firms that did slap buy ratings or positive recommendations on the stock, what they cited consistently was the ability to monetize on the ad front and then also additionally reach that millennial user base. So specifically speaking to or rather this would be a Gen Z user base, but which would be the 13 to 18-year-old demographic that uses it so much. But we even know in that demographic, right? I mean, House Party would be a competitor to Snapchat and Snap and that.
And also
demographic.
that demo lies consistently about Facebook. That demo is these 13 to 18-year-olds think that it's cool to say that they don't use Facebook and that they use Snapchat. And then we know when the actual usage numbers come out in the company reports, we never see these declines actually show up in the reported numbers. So the 13 to 18-year-olds are a bunch of liars. They are when it comes to their, what's that?
And I was going to say, and what kind of spending power do they have too?
Nada. I mean, nada. Kavitha, are you there? Okay. I want to Jeff Zucker this story today.
Sure.
Wall to wall, Facebook launching it. If anyone in our office, I check. If everybody in the company needs to update the Facebook app and see if they got it rolled out, and then let's bring that phone down here or tape it in the studio.
Yeah.
Yep.
Rolling out this week, so on iOS and Android. So we'll wait to see who's the first to get it.
This is Malaysian jetliner kind of stuff today.